Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make this controller sleeve for your PS4 controller. Now if you saw my PS4 versus Xbox video, you'll have seen this controller. This is the same controller with the foil on it. Now everything that's in this video and everything that I'm using, I'm going to have links down in the description. Now what you're going to need for this video is the 4-way stretch protective blocking fabric, controller, thread and needle, some pins, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. We are going to put the fabric face up, so the shiny side up, lay down the controller, fold over the fabric. I'm going to fold it over until it covers about half of the controller, or half of this edge of the controller. Okay, now we're going to cut right about here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're going to need these pins. So I have about 8 pins here. Put a pin right in the middle. And all of our pins are going to go along about the center of the edge, because what we want at the very end is a finished controller sock that looks like this, where the edges are fairly in the middle. Okay. And next we'll put another pin on the opposite side here. We want a little bit of tension, but not too much. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm trying to line up the ends of the fabric as much as possible. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So this is basically what your controller's gonna look like. You can put an extra one here and here if you like. Now I position my pins so the sharp end is all going one way because we're going to sew right along this edge all the way around. You take the needle and thread. I'm going to try to have a long enough piece so that I can go all the way around the controller. Tie off the end. Okay. So you can see about how long the needle and thread is. You can keep this pin in, or you can remove it, whichever you find to be easier. I like to keep it in until it gets in my way. Remember, you want to try to keep your sewing line about midway down the controller, not too far to the bottom and not too far to the top. Now, I like to pinch a little bit here at the bottom just to make sure it's all nice and snug. And sew on the inside, right along the controller. Now you can make your stitches closer together if you like. I'm actually going to go over this a second time just because it's a little bit challenging. The first time. It's okay if you make a little bit of a mistake. I'm going to tie up the end here. Just taking this, loop this around, pull it tight. Do it again to make a knot. There we go. Alright. So here's how the first go around looks. Looks pretty good. We're gonna go and do the exact same thing all over again. Alright, here we go again. Oh, it's a little messy, but really doesn't matter. All right. So this is what we've got here. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut all this extra off. Don't cut too close to the seam. There we go. Well, you can cut it closer, but I prefer not to. There you go. You can see it's not perfect. The fit is about perfect. It's about the size of the opening that you want. You could, if you wanted to, sew this closed and then cut a hole, but I found that the connection is a little bit better with a larger opening. So this should actually be about perfect. And if you do have any problems with connectivity, you can just flip this part over so that there's a little more space for the signals to come in and out. But I usually find that this works pretty well. So there you go. That's a tutorial on how to make a protective sock or glove. Now, you will have to be very familiar with the buttons, as you won't be able to see through it. And this one I didn't quite make long enough on the front. You can see this one. This one works a lot better. And it doesn't affect the gameplay. But you can use it with or without this foil underneath. Also, I'm going to make another video using my instruments to take measures of these controllers and get the readings on the EMFs for that. And I'll be posting that in a separate video. Thank you, and we'll see you then.